Best thing to do in Szolnok?
Leave. It's a kind of club that you don't want to join. We were like standing there with full of color, paint on our face. Guitar was stolen.
Yeah.
And, like he didn't know it was stolen, but
It was
Yeah,
just,
You were afraid, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
both fans and the guys from Orphaned Land are really cool people. And if you ask for help, you will get it.
yeah, it sucks.
What? Why? In Italian, it means a curve. So.
My body never kneels when it's healed. I will have my time to spread my seed and to lead. When transformed into on the path till the end. Hear the rage and misery of the dead man.
Hello everyone, Nika Rocks here, and today I have Nest of Plagues as my guests, Evelin and Dani. Hello guys.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right, you've been around for 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite a while. How did it all begin?
You want a long version or short version of the story?
Well, let's start with a shorter version and then I might ask you some follow-up questions about it.
Okay, so basically, me and Mate had a previous band, and we wanted to play faster and more aggressive music. So we got new drummer, a new old guitarist, and then another guitarist. So the lineup changed a lot, and we renamed the whole project. Started to write songs again. And yeah, that was the beginning of Nest of Plagues with Balázs, and Tamás was the guitarist back then. And for years we were in that lineup, we did that, and Abby joined around 2020, yes, during the COVID lockdown, or maybe right before
Right
that.
before.
Yeah, it was fun times. And yeah, since Abby joined, we really started to do shit and a lot of stuff. So thanks to her joining, we actually got to do a lot of stuff, including 2 European tours and all that. So I'd say that, yeah, that's the short version.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you guys. I can see somebody else is trying to enter the Zoom room.
Oh,
That's our drummer, Balázs.
Oh, okay.
Said that maybe he can come, so we didn't know for sure.
Okay, shall I let him in?
Yeah.
Okay.
you must.
Or
Well,
Yeah, of course.
okay, let's see. I think he's joining. Okay.
Maybe he didn't download it Zoom.
Well, let's see. Well, in the meantime, I just wanted to say that I've read a couple of interviews, and you mentioned that it was quite difficult to find a reliable guitar player.
Yeah.
Is it really such a problem in the metal scene in Hungary? Hello.
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 Nice to see you.
This is
To install Zoom.
sorry.
I just had to install Zoom.
Oh, all right. No, but you didn't have to if you have the link.
It actually asked for to install as well,
Really?
but it
Oh.
only took like a minute or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay. It's
Okay, all right. Okay, just a technical thing. The video is being recorded, just to let you know. By the
Also,
way,
it's live.
no, we are not live, so I mean, it's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Can you?
All right. Okay, so the Nest of Plagues drummer has joined us. Would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Yes, my name is Balázs Für. I'm the drummer for Nest of Plagues since the beginning. Yeah, it sucks.
What? Why?
It's a hard task to do.
Yeah, so we talked about the beginnings, and you asked that it was difficult to find a reliable guitar player. I guess. No, yeah, it's. I don't know. Like, I suppose there are a lot of musicians, but it was tough to find the right person for this kind of music. And it really made sense for Evelin to join because we toured together with her previous band, and yeah, we already talked a lot about what we could do. Yeah.
Yeah, but since I started to tell them that I would be happy to join because I like the band and I think that they suck with only one guitarist.
Yeah.
And after that, I had to wait for like 1.5 years to actually wait for the approval.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that for like 1 year, 1.5 year, we only played with one guitar, so we were only a trio, and it didn't really sound good.
Well, now you have a very beautiful addition.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Someone reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, of course. Okay. What's the meaning behind your name?
Yeah, I guess the simple version to say is that without the backstory is that I'd say that the plagues are feelings and impulses that are in our life, and not just in mine, but in all the people's life that are difficult to handle. And the nest, I suppose, would be us telling these stories and telling about these impulses and what we can do with them. Mm-hmm. That's what it means to me. If it would be a book title, I would gladly read it.
Right, okay. You guys are suspiciously colorful for a stereotypical metal band, let's say. Like bright guitars, bright merch, bright everything. Also, some of your music videos are quite bright. Why is that?
You want to tell this?
Maybe. Partly it's because of me. When I first bought my solar guitar, it was glowing in the dark in a UV yellow color, and I didn't know it when I bought it. It was just like a surprise. And after that, I liked it so much that Mate bought another solar guitar in green color. And my hair is pink, so I was thinking that maybe my shoe can be pink too, and Mate's hair can be green too, and maybe we can bring this UV stuff to the stage as well. So we started to play live with all these funny and bright and colorful stuff, and I was thinking that it's not okay if we only do that on stage. So we have to embrace it, and we have to bring it online, and we have to brand it, and we have to be
eccentric or
yeah. So I wanted to do it in every place. Like if we look like this on stage, we have to look like this on the videos and online and stuff. So that's how we became this.
Also
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, the meaning for me behind this is that I really like how the music is heavy and some of the stories are quite dark, but telling it in this kind of fashion, I guess, in this colorful way, it tells to people that there are a lot of joy in this world, even though there are a lot of anger in it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but I think the main reason is that we wanted to stand out anyways with somehow from the black t-shirt metal bands. So we just started to create that image, and yeah, that's the main reason that we stand out. And yeah, and as Dani said, the show is a very colorful and funny show because everybody goes to a show to have fun. But the message behind it is deep and not always funny. It's sometimes sad or depressing or stuff like that. yeah, that's it.
Yeah, interesting. So is everybody in your band happy with that?
Sure.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, well, otherwise it wouldn't be possible. You wouldn't be bringing this
Yes, but
around.
I'm very happy that this eclecticity, or I don't know if you
Yeah.
say it like that, just people just understand it. So we don't really have to explain it
Yeah.
to everyone because they see us and they hear the message and they understand.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Speaking about your music videos that are colorful too, I have a question about the production of Blackened Sky, the visualizer. I was watching it, and I was asking myself, was it really hard to remain still and serious during the shooting process?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the hard part was that you only get one chance because you have to shoot it when you are totally clean,
Yeah,
and you have to be successful for the first time. So yeah,
Yeah. So there was no redoing of that.
And the actual recording got like 46 seconds. So it's like a 46-second shot.
But it slowed down, and
Yeah,
then we
yeah, yeah.
added some different shots with us getting more and more color on our
Yeah.
face. So it was fun.
yeah. I bet you had tons of fun, but yeah.
yeah, and that's the backstory with that is that you lost your key that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
No.
I left the key in the inside of the door, and we couldn't go in. So it was fun.
Yeah, we had to call a last minute
locksmith.
repairman.
Locksmiths.
The locksmiths.
Yeah. And we were like standing there with full of color, paint on our face. We do the right, like,
Waiting for the guy.
Wow.
It's the perfect time to get locked out,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, what a story. What a story. Fantastic. Generally speaking, who comes up with the ideas for your videos? Because apart from that video, there are the other ones that are fun to watch.
I guess we could say mostly together. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I don't know. For Suffer Together, the song is about like social anxiety.
Yeah.
And we wanted to shoot the video in a party or something like that. And it just popped in my head that there are these rentable party buses in Budapest, and that maybe we can do it in a bus because it's fun and it looks good. So we just rented it for, I don't know, 2 hours and just shot the entire video there. The other part where Daniel is in the tub of money, it's in a selfie museum in Budapest where you can, take selfies and stuff. So this one was like this. And when we were shooting that video, we saw the room with the paintings and the guy who does our videos, he just said that, it would be funny to shoot video where we are like thrown by paints. So this was...
Yeah, there's always like ideas that are coming to our life, and when we see all around, and I think that's why I say that we mostly came up with these together, because we always see something and then we figure out that this could be a good video clip or something.
And also our video guy Pete. So shout out to Pete.
Yeah, yeah, and also him. Also, you guitar was stolen
Yeah.
on the set or the shooting of Suffer Together. So also that was a really fun story. But that
But it turned out so
yeah,
after 2 days.
Okay.
someone actually bought it and returned it to us to
Yeah.
yeah. Like he didn't bought it like he didn't know it was stolen, but you know, there's guitars are like sold in marketplaces and stuff, and he just went there, saw this guitar, and for like a really
Really cheap.
cheap amount of price, he bought it not knowing that what that guitar was or who it belonged to, and when he got online, actually a lot of fucking people actually helped us and shared our post, and because of that, he just saw it in one small group,
Yeah.
and that's how he actually found out. So
Wow. That's a story with a happy ending.
yeah, there are. I think the lesson is that there are some really shitty people in this world, but there are also
Yeah.
some really cool guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, still how bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway. Right. Okay. I'd like to speak about the concept of the album To Kill a God. During the concert that I attended and I saw you guys, you mentioned OCD that you've been suffering from and which partly inspired you to write the lyrics too, right?
Yeah.
And if you feel comfortable enough, would you mind telling me more about it, Dani?
Yeah, I feel comfortable because I do want to spread a message about it that what can you do with it, because it is really tough and a debilitating mental disorder sometimes. And the lesson that I truly learned during during writing To Kill a God and also this whole OCD journey, a lot of lessons, but one particular is that if you ask for help, you will get it. There are channels that can actually help you. You just really have to do the work, and that is the tough part. That you don't just get help; you have to look for that help. But there are some really good channels for it, and one of the forums that are and communities that help is this metal community also, because a lot of people are suffering something that is similar, and we can share those stories and we can get help through each other's stories. And yeah, it sucks. It's sometimes it's really tough, and there are days when I just freeze and I can't do anything for like 40 minutes or something. But there are some really good days too when it's not that bad.
So you mentioned a very important thing that in order to get help, you need to realize that you need that help and you need to do it yourself. So in your case, how did that happen? Did you was there a point in your life when you came to realize that you need to seek medical help, or was that somebody else who hinted that to you?
No, it was actually the whole start of it was really terrifying actually. So just quickly describing the whole OCD is basically has nothing to do with when people say that you are neat and you wanna organize stuff neatly, or otherwise you get angry or something. It's definitely it's much more worse. It's a kind of club that you don't want to join. So basically, what it does is that you have obsessions about different types of irrational fears, and you have compulsions. And compulsions are like actions that you do ritually, and in order to get rid of that anxiety, your brain thinks that you have to, let's say, step over a crack on the sidewalk 10 times. And something similar happened to me when my OCD get kicked in. Actually, there's a lot of people who suffer from OCD that remembers a part where their brain broke, and mine was that when I was running or jogging around the place where I lived, I was stepping over or jumping over this. I forgot the English name, but you know that children draw with chalk on the sidewalks and you jump over it. It's like a game, and
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, I did that one time. Then I had to redo that 5 times, then 10, then 50. I went home. I felt terrible. After 20 minutes, I went down and did it again another 50 times, and I broke down. I went home. I think I took like a couple of Xanax so I could calm myself down. And the next morning, I actually told my mother that something is not good. Like I keep doing things that I don't want to, and I broke down. I started crying that this is, I don't know what this is, or I didn't know what it was actually. I did heard about OCD before. I just didn't realize that I could have that. And yeah, so I went to therapy. I got medication, which both of those things I really do recommend. Medication is not an evil thing. Medication helps you to be part of this society, a functional part of this society. And yeah, I got both of those. It got better, but it wasn't exactly the best yet. So the interesting thing is that I have this mental disorder for 5 years now, I think. But now I go to a place which specializes in OCD, and there are therapists who actually specializes in this disorder, and I have one myself. And that place only exists for 2 years, so they waited for me to actually form. And yeah, that place actually really helps, and I think that was the best help that I could get. My therapist found it, my previous therapist actually, so that was the help that I got.
I see.
Sorry
Well,
if it was a
no,
long
no, no,
story,
it's
but
very interesting. No, thank you so much for sharing. And you know,
sure.
this kind of topics are very close to my heart too, because I work in education. So I myself, I happen to deal with various disorders on a regular basis. So thank you so much for sharing
Of
indeed.
course.
And there was something else that I wanted to ask. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you that apart from the therapy, you also have music, and I bet that writing lyrics is quite therapeutic too.
Yeah, actually, we talked about that a lot in therapy, that it's interesting how most of the musicians who have some kind of disorder are vocalists and lyricists. And we actually talked about this, that music has a healing function as well. Because these disorders and anxieties are usually a part of a childhood trauma, or the cause is a childhood trauma, which I'm also had a bad experience of having childhood trauma. But the interesting thing is that when you are a child, you don't get to actually share your stories, and the healing part is that it's really weird because you get sort of like pushed down, you know, like you don't actually have the chance to share your stories when you're a child, and that would mean that you would be really introvert. But it's actually not that. It's actually you seek sort of like the company of people, and you get extrovert and you want to share and you want to scream about this stuff, because that is what actually helps you, because you didn't get the chance to share these pains when you were a child, but now you have the channel for that. So I think it's interesting.
It is indeed. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we don't probably realize how powerful music can be. So
Yes, actually, yes.
yeah, definitely. Okay, let's speak about your music. Yeah, let's get back to the music itself. You've released a song with Lena Scissorhands. I loved it.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, we just asked her.
There was a site back then. That site is no longer exist. but there is a place where you can ask for vocalist to feature in your song. And yeah, we found her there, but it made sense because we actually played together years ago. We played together with her and Infracted Rain with her band,
Yeah, my
previous band. So,
Yeah,
and
so we met a few times in real life, but I don't think that she really remembered.
no,
But
probably not.
yeah, we just asked her through this site, and she just said send the song, and we made a deal.
Yeah, it was fun though because because of that we actually got a chance to open for them here in Budapest 2 times, and yeah, we got like we talked and stuff, and it was cool.
Yeah. So sometimes asking is enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like I said,
not every time.
yeah, actually, we wanted to ask other vocalists as well, and we are still thinking featuring with other vocalists, but sometimes it's tough though. Like it's really difficult to reach them, and this site actually provided that help, but like I said, it doesn't exist anymore for some reason.
Right. Okay, well, that's interesting. And I was surprised to hear the cover to Heaven is the Place on Earth.
Yeah,
It's actually something that made me
Yeah.
laugh. And it's still making me laugh because the other day I had a video chat with an Italian metal singer whose band also made the cover to that very song. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, there must be something in the air. Why, guys? Why? How did that
Yeah.
happen? Who came up with that?
that too song that too exists as well, that song, and actually
It's not really a cover.
yes, first
I
off,
wouldn't say that it's a cover.
no, so basically
It's a
it's
remake.
I think I had the idea that like there is this song, Heaven is a Place on Earth, but we figured that there could be a hell also on Earth, and somehow I think we
No, I don't think that's how it started with you wanted to put just the first couple lyrics in one of our completely different deathcore songs, just to begin with that, and then we were thinking that song that we wrote was not that good, and that, I think that's where we started to think about, okay, if it starts with these lyrics, then we might do something with the song as well, and I think that's how it started.
that's the instrumental part. Like the lyrics actually were my idea that I wanted to sort of use the meaning of that lyric, but not lyrics, the real ones. That if heaven is a place on earth, there should be a hell as well. And,
Yeah.
And then we wrote this song to, let's say, resemble more to the original, but it's of course it's not
completely different, but it makes a little bit more, I don't know, sense to the heaven is a place on earth lyrics.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And so what I wanted to say is that you came up with the idea that hell should be, I think, or together we came up with the idea that hell should be a place where you grew up.
Well,
I think.
I don't really want to say that. So, like, where I grew up, it's called Szolnok, a small city, and it's like a metaphor for this. So, Szolnok is not hell, but a small town can be hell for a lot of people. And the lyrics is about people who can't really leave situations and get lost in lives that they don't really want to leave. And it happens a lot of times when you're from a small town and you don't dare to leave that small town, but you hate your lives, and probably you, I don't know, make families, except you didn't want to, but you just think that it's
That's what you do.
that's what you do, so you just do that, but you're unhappy, but you can't leave the situation. So it's like something about
It's
that.
a-
I don't know if it makes sense.
It's a metaphor.
Like
Yeah,
being
totally.
stuck. Yeah, being stuck in a small
Yeah,
town.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So Solnok is only a metaphor. I want to emphasize that it's not
It's
about
a really good place.
Solnok.
And actually, like our foremothers are, all of us are from that place.
Oh,
So
really?
incidentally, yeah, we grew up here in
All the
Budapest,
band
but
members, all of the band members has one forefather or foremother that's from there or around that area. Yeah. Best thing to do in Szolnok, leave.
Wow. But
No, it's a good place though.
is it any closer to Budapest?
100 kilometers, so it's pretty close. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, quite close. All right. Okay, but you know what? After the show, not your song, but the original version was running through my head, and I couldn't help that.
That's okay. That's the point, because then you will remember that one of the bands did a cover for that, or like cover sort of like, and used that intro, and then you remember that what the band was, and that's the idea.
Yeah, well, I think I need to listen to your version 100 millions of times to get used to it and so and completely forget the original one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so speaking about concerts, you've recently come back from the tour with Orphaned Land. What was it like?
Good.
That's good.
It was pretty exciting.
It's still very hard for me to get back and be here again. It's always hard after a tour to adjust to normal life again. I don't know. The tour was very good. It wasn't as good as the one with Flash God Apocalypse 1 year ago. We were pretty lucky then, and of course it wasn't the same. But I think
we met some really good people. Both fans and the guys from Orphaned Land are really cool people, and the rest of the bands. And I forgot what I wanted to say, but it was really good.
We were expecting like the same thing as we were on tour with Flash God, because that tour was like I think almost 80% sold out shows, and we played the Battler slot and with very good crowds. They really liked their music. We fit into the lineup very well back then, and now it was also a good tour. We did our thing, I think our part very well, but you know the situation with this Israeli band and the Israeli situation right now, that I think that definitely
sadly played a bit of a role
on this tour, and because there are people who are let's say not supporting like an Israeli band right now, and there are people who are simply afraid. And Orphaned Land is not just a metal band that is Israeli. Their music is very inspired by the culture, and it's a folk kind of music. So we were expecting a little bit more, but that's the situation right now. Other than that, it was tiring. It was long. It was 3 weeks. The Flash God tour was only 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is more manageable. But we made good connections with Lone Survivor and all the other support bands like Structural and what was the third band?
Science of Disorder.
Yeah. So
guys.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just wanted to say that like Orphaned Land wanted to add that they sing about peace a lot, and they a lot of people were there who were there because of that, and I think it was interesting
Me
to see.
too. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting for me to see, and I really liked the atmosphere. It was different, but I still really like the atmosphere there.
Yeah, it was really special. I must admit, I'm trying to readjust to it's been 2 weeks now or so, and
Yeah.
it's really difficult to readjust to normal. It feels like as if I went to another world and now I'm back, a different human being. Just it is incredible. It has had a sort of effect on me as well, I must admit. So was that your longest tour this far?
Yeah.
I suppose so, yeah.
So far, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can imagine. Well, I can't actually imagine, but I bet it was quite hard, both emotionally and physically. Yeah. And yeah, speaking about how particular the band is, I've heard that Kobe was concerned about the security in venues. Were you worried about that too?
Well, yeah. So
Not really.
not
No.
really, but there was a.
If we were worried, we wouldn't go. I think. Yeah,
Actually,
we-
yeah, I didn't even
didn't-
realize that until I was there. But we had a security guy, and he handled everything with the venues. Yeah, I guess at some places it did popped into my mind that we are in the downtown, and maybe some people would come that doesn't like the band, but there was security, and it wasn't there. Nothing bad happened at all. So
Yeah, we didn't think through. I think at all that this could have an effect on a metal band or a,
yeah, that's sad though.
yeah, on a music show. Like we didn't think that anything would happen. Yeah, unfortunately, it was all safe.
Yeah. Well, when I heard Kobe say that in one of the interviews, I could immediately recall the terror attack in Paris back in 2016 in Bataclan, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also, I think, a different era of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
kind of-
you never know. But was the security provided by the booking agency or?
No, I think it was one of Orphaned Land's friend who came as a security officer. The security guy was provided by them.
Yeah,
Right.
like he too was from Israel. He was a military man who retired, and now he's doing security for bands and places.
Right, right. I see.
So he was
Okay.
professional.
Sorry?
He was professional.
Okay. Okay. I see. Evelyn, you were the only girl on tour, right?
Not really.
No,
Oh, no, sorry.
There was a girl who
Well, Shani and
structural guitarist.
the merge girl. I was
Okay.
talking about her, who were there for the whole tour, and also in structural, there's a girl guitarist too, and she was there in the first week, so I was not the only one.
Oh, okay, because yeah, I was there in the penultimate show, so I don't think there was.
Yeah, they just structural was only participating.
yeah, on the
Yeah.
first week.
Okay,
Probably missed them.
right. Okay, I think I saw a photo where Kobe was hugging you, and I was like, oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Okay. And how did the tour actually happen? Did someone call you and said, "Oh, you know, guys, do you wanna play with Orphaned Land?" How did that happen? How did they get in touch with you?
Well, we did the Flash God tour, and after that, on the last venue, the tour manager came to us and asked if we would like to do these tours in the future, and we said that yeah, of course, let's do that. So he just went back to the organizer of the whole tour and said that we are open for the collaboration. And the guy just offered us this opportunity like a few months later, I think. But it was like still 1.5 years ago, so it was a very long time.
Yeah, because the guys had to postpone the tour a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well known
So
reasons.
basically, it's just we remained in contact with the organizers.
Right. Okay. And what was your reaction when you learned that you would be supporting Orphaned Land?
Well,
Uh,
we were happy about it, of course.
I just I don't know. I wanted to say something that, well, it was planned, of course, so we knew about that, but we were really happy to support them as well as Flash God Apocalypse, of course, too.
Yeah, it's just that I was asking myself whether with Flash God Apocalypse I can see how your genre matches their genre as well. When it comes to Oriental metal, I was asking myself,
It's interesting, but I see more and more tours like this where it matters less and less what kind of music bands play, and yeah, it does matter some, of course, because Flash God Apocalypse, they are two good guys and ladies, but the people who listen to Flash God Apocalypse usually listen to extreme music, so it made sense to play there as well because, well, I guess our music is a bit extreme too, and people really liked it. But on the Orphaned Land tour, people also really liked our music, so I don't think it matters anymore that much that like what kind of genres do metal bands play, support bands in a tour. I see more and more tour like this.
And also sometimes it's good to be the odd one out and
Yeah.
bring something else to the show, and yeah, you will be much more easier remembered. For example, on the Flash God tour, we were the only one who played deathcore. All the other guys were playing like death metal or black metal or some extreme speed metal. And yeah, we were the only one playing deathcore. We were we were in the middle of the show, middle of the lineup, and it was a nice relief that it's not speed metal all the way. We had like there was like a different color in the show with us, and yeah, it was really successful, and I can say the same to this tour. I think now all the bands were quite different from each other, but yeah, it was a good lineup, I think. And also there were a lot of people in the audience who were not seeing us for the first time. They were coming back and saw us somewhere. So yeah, it worked.
yeah, good. Can you recall the funniest moment from the tour?
Phew.
Either backstage or maybe when you were sightseeing.
There probably was. Just somehow when people ask this, always a moment from Flash God Apocalypse tour pops into my mind because that was really funny. Like Balázs almost shot himself before a show, and that was really funny. On this tour,
I was good.
yeah. Wow, it's
I think-
there's a lot
I
of
think-
funny moments, but it's
I think probably the one of the best nights was in Bucharest, because we have quite a good fan base in Bucharest, and also on that day Lone Survivor joined, and after that show there was an off day, so we went drinking and partying. So I think that was one of the best nights.
yeah.
And the last one, of course.
The last one, yeah, of course. On the last one, Kobe also drank whiskey, and it was really he was really funny.
Right.
He's a big
Well-
whiskey guy.
Maybe we will tell you later if something came to our minds.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very hard to think about one story.
Yeah, there was like a lot. I don't.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The thing is with a tour like this that you don't remember the days exactly. It just goes on and on and on, and you can't separate
Yeah.
what happened in Prague. Oh, I don't know when was that. Because all the days go like almost exactly the same way.
Yeah, a lot of days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe for fans, it's more special because they just go to one, two, or a couple
Yeah,
of shows, and it's more memorable for them. It's more special for them. And yeah, I bet that when you guys meet different people on a daily basis, it's quite hard to keep everyone in mind and remember everything. But I remember that in Cologne after the show. I was there with my friends, and I could overhear someone. It was coming from the table where you were sitting, so I don't know who exactly said that, but I could hear the Polish swear word.
Kurwa.
Okay.
That's actually a swear word in our language as well, but it means different thing. But
It's what? Sorry.
it means a different thing in our language.
Oh, really?
But it's
But
still a swear word, but
still a
it's
swear
Oh,
word.
okay.
different, and that's why you might have heard it from us. It means prostitute.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. I think it's the same in Polish.
It's
Yeah.
more like a fuck in Polish. I think.
Okay.
They use it more like that.
They,
way.
they use it for this. Yes, yeah, that's right. Well, in Italian it means a curve. So
Yeah, actually, I knew
because
that.
there is exactly the same word in Italian, but it means a curve. A curve
Yeah,
in
actually.
English, the way it sounds in English, it has nothing to do with bad language. But it made me funny because I didn't expect to hear that word somewhere in Germany after a metal concert.
But funny story does pop into my mind because of that. That like we, of course, obviously, the first thing that you ask from another band when you are in the tour bus is what kind of swear words they say all the time, and very quickly from hello, good day, it goes to motherfucker or something. And it was funny because we like taught each other swear words. Kobe also said some, and it was really funny.
Oh, Kobe said some swear words in Hebrew.
No, like we were talking about that. Like there's one of the members, Shani from Structural, told us what is asshole basically, otahat, and and we said that to Kobe, and he was laughing like, "Whoa, nice."
All right. Okay. And I know that it was quite hard to keep track of everything, but apart from the funniest moments, what was the most memorable moment from the tour?
For me, maybe the show in München.
Yeah, that's what I
and,
wanted to say.
Bucharest.
Yeah,
And also, I liked the last date very much. It was
Weinheim.
Weinheim, yes.
yeah.
For me, these.
Yeah, the memorable ones are like the shows where you play really good. That like Hamburg, Munich. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah. Mostly.
And the first one because that was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember the first dates like they are so long. They are the longest days on tour. The first day always it's like a week for me, and after that the shows are just going like I don't know.
Like a
2
routine.
hours has passed, and okay, next.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember the first show now and the first show on the Flashback tour like very well. And
Yes.
after that, I don't know.
Yes.
Do you think it's a matter of the first shows being the first shows and the last shows being the last shows?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but you remember them the most because they are, I don't know.
Well, I always say I remember every show, but
Yeah, but
you
it's
guys
not
are
true.
picking on me with that. But I do.
Like not on this tour. Every show in general for the 10 years.
I remember all the shows that I had, and not just with this band. but guys are always picking on me because of that.
Yeah, because we don't believe it.
Right. Considering that this tour was quite special and you mentioned that yourselves, is there anything special that you learned or maybe came to realize during the tour with Orphaned Land?
Good question again. I think
Because you were closer to them than anybody else. I mean, I've been reading all those posts written by Kobe and Orphaned Land themselves. You could see how the guys have been suffering emotionally.
Yeah,
And being there, being present there, being surrounded by them, what
think
did you
it's-
take away from getting closer to them?
also like interesting thing, like how different people live in different countries, like their culture and their life is a lot different. It's because like they only knew war like all their lives, and it's interesting how that shapes and forms people. So it's unfortunate, but it's I guess it's interesting. Like I knew it before that they're probably really great guys, so I wasn't worried about that, of course. But yeah, we did learn a lot about their culture as well.
For me, I don't know, an interesting thing was when we were playing in Hamburg, there was like an Arabic bar near our venue, and they just said to Orphaned Land and the other, I don't know, there was other Israeli bands? No.
No.
So they just said to Orphaned Land that they cannot use their language
Oh yeah,
because I
They
don't
sh-
know, for security reasons.
they shouldn't use their language.
Yeah. And for me it was like so weird and so fucked up that, oh my god, you can't use our language because there's a fucking bar on the street. So
Yeah, it's weird.
and they live like this, so it must be very hard.
Actually Arab people did came to that show, but it's because they sing in Arabic as well, and they sing a lot about their culture as well. So it was still like a peaceful thing. So I think it was also really interesting. It's fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, it is. But sorry, just to clarify, I didn't quite understand about that thing, the use of language in that bar. Just because they overheard them speak Hebrew and they
Yeah,
approached them.
that was an Arabic bar next to the venue,
Yeah,
and I think that was the reason they asked not to use their own language.
Yeah, because if they hear that they speak in Hebrew, they might get to conclusion.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
just
they were afraid, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, and we were parking with the bus right in front of the two places. So we were just going inside and outside, and we didn't go in the Arabic place, of course, but they asked not to use the language. So yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a sad story. I think that's because they don't listen to Oriental metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, oh well. Well, that was the last question actually, and we are not finishing on a positive note, unfortunately. But let's say something positive to our viewers.
Maybe we could tell you about Hellsolation a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Because we were talking about To Kill a God, which is our previous album, and Hellsolation just came out a month ago.
Yes, please. Yes.
The newest album.
So maybe you can
Uh,
say something about the lyrics.
So lyrically, it's still a lot about the anxiety and the mental disorders that I or other people suffer from, different kind of disorders and different kind of anxieties. I try to write about other people this time, not just about myself, but I do experience these, and that makes the story real personal. And two thing is that the main theme about this last time it was the mental disorder on To Kill a God. This time it's the loneliness and the mental isolation that that the mental disorders can cause. And how people suffer alone. But the true message is that you can get from it is that there is power being alone, and in the end you can only really count on yourself. That's why I say that you can ask for help and you get that help. So the message, I guess, what Hellsolation tells you is that there is power in being alone, even though if it's really terrible sometimes, but it can be really good for you as well. And also another thing is that this is still a concept album, like all the albums lyrically, and I write novels for this album, as each song, each lyrics has its own novel, and the lyrics are taking place in a fictional city called Hellsolation, and all of these events that are happening there are happening in the same place, and the novels and the album, both of them are going to forming a story from the beginning till the end.
And a fun fact at the end, if you buy our Digipack album, there's a booklet inside, and it's a map. So it's a map if you just fold it out, and it's a map of the city of Hellsolation. And if you read the lyrics and listen to the music, I think it will make sense what we try to say with this album.
It's like walking around in this fictional city, and
how peculiar.
Yeah.
And the novels will come out later this year, or maybe
I hope so.
I'm beginning of next year.
I'm trying to actually do physical books around May or something, and I'm trying to finish the novels till December. I am on a author's holiday right now. I am thinking of constantly those novels, and I write them. But yeah, it's just a lot of time. But I really enjoy writing. It's really good.
Yeah, but after these came out, we can say that it's a whole universe that we built with Hellsolation. I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, it's something that I don't know if any other band has done anything like that. So wow, very special. Yeah. Would that be available on your website?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming. I will wait for you in Italy with the tour, whether Flash God, Apocalypse, or anyone else. So.
Where do you live? Where exactly are you in?
I live near Milan.
Oh, cool.
So I moved there on purpose because I wanted to be closer to the concert. So
yeah, we had a very good show in Milan last year, so
really?
I'm really happy to go back.
Yeah,
that would be cool.